If you're looking to get so much VC that you can upgrade as many builds as you want, then you came to the right video. Today, I'll be giving you the best VC methods to earn quick and easy VC. Throughout the video, these methods will only get better and better, so make sure you stay tuned. I spent a really long time finding and testing these methods, so if you could drop a like and sub, it would greatly help out the channel. But without further ado, let's get straight into method number 1. Getting into the first method of the video, which is going to be the My Career Games method. Now, this method right here is one of the best methods in the entire game. It is going to allow you to get your full salary VC from My Career Games in the shortest amount of time possible. A few things before you start this method though, you want to make sure you go to settings and you want to put your quarter length on 5 minutes. If you have it on anything higher than that, you're going to be wasting a lot of time. Make sure you have your quarter length on 5 minutes. And then for your game difficulty, you can have it on whatever you want because it really doesn't matter for this method. Me personally, I have it on Hall of Fame, but it really doesn't matter. Now, the My Career Games method itself can be done in either key games or regular games. I recommend doing them in key games because key games are the ones that actually you need to do in order to progress your season. But if you want to do them in regular games as well, you can. I would not recommend it though. But to start the method, what you want to do, you want to pick the My Career game that you want to do it in. I'm going to pick the key game against the Lakers, and you want to hold A or X to go ahead and go to the arena. And then once you're here, you of course want to go through the tunnel to start your game. Now, once you get into the game, it doesn't matter if you're a starter, if you're a bench player, it is all the same no matter what. The second that you get in this game, you just want to go ahead and pick up 4 fouls as quick as possible. There we go. I just picked up my first foul right there. But you want to make sure you pick up no more than 4 fouls. If you go over 4, you are going to get 0 VC for the game. Make sure you do not go over 4. But right there, we just picked up our second foul and we're already on the bench. That's the really good thing about this method. You will get put on the bench a lot. And look at that. We are already out of the second quarter, going into the third quarter. And right here is my 4th foul. I cannot pick up another foul or else I will earn 0 VC for this game. Remember, do not go over 4. But as you can see, we just got put into the 4th quarter, and literally all we have to do from here is just waste time. And what I recommend doing, I recommend calling for the ball and just bleeding the shot clock all the way down, and then on the last second, just going and scoring. We're at like 5 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and call for a screen, and then I'm gonna try and create myself a bucket. Gonna be a little difficult because we got Marcus Smart on us, but there we go. We just got a bucket, and you basically just want to repeat that process over and over again. Now, when you're on defense, I would recommend sagging off a little bit because you don't want to pick up like a blocking foul or a reach-in foul or anything like that, because if you do that, obviously that's going to get you over that 4 foul limit. Zach LaVine, you're not the main character. Give me the ball, bro. I forgot to mention, it's also a really good chance that randomly we're just going to get taken out for the rest of the game. It's actually very rare that they make you play the entire 4th quarter, but my team did just call a timeout. Let's see if they actually do end up subbing me out. And they did. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's very rare that you actually do play the entire 4th quarter. I played like 2 minutes of it, and then they saw enough. They already took me out. So yeah, that's basically the entire method. Look at the top of the screen. Look how much VC we actually end up getting for like 3 minutes of our time. 719 VC for like 3 minutes. And that is the same amount of VC we would have gotten if we played the entire game without doing this foul out method. Yeah, that right there is the My Career Games method. It is a really, really good method, and you can do it on every single build. Now, moving on to method number 2, which is another really good VC method in NBA 2K26, arguably might be the best VC method in the entire game, and that is going to be the FIBA method. Now, the FIBA method was a really good VC method in NBA 2K25, and once again in 2K26, it is another really good method. The way this method works is every single offseason in the single player My Career mode, you are able to pick an off-season focus. If you pick the FIBA off-season focus 3 seasons in a row, you are going to get 25,000 VC. What I'm about to do, I'm about to give y'all the fastest possible way to do this method so that you will not waste a second in getting that 25,000 VC. So to do this method, the first thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and go to the play next game screen, and you want to go ahead and sim to your next key game. Now, you do not want to play regular games for this method because regular games are not necessary to play. The only ones that you have to play to get through your season is going to be key games. So once you get to your key game, you want to go ahead and go to the arena. And then once you are in the arena, you want to go ahead and go through the tunnel to go ahead and start your game. Now, once you get into the game and you are trying to do the FIBA method, a lot of people, what they do, they just play the key games all the way through. But I'm here to tell you it's really not worth it. So what you want to do instead, you want to get 2 technical fouls by hanging on the rim. Now, if you didn't already know, that is actually going to allow you to fully skip the entire game when you do that. Like, I'm going to demonstrate it right now. So we're going to call for a pick and fade, and we're going to hopefully get to the rim. Okay, of course it makes me lay it up. There we go. Okay, so now you want to hang on the rim. The way you do it, you hold the right stick down and you do not let go of the right trigger. That is how you do it. And there we go. A technical foul for hanging on the rim too long. All we have to do is do that one more time. Wait for the other guy to clear out. There we go. Okay, we got it. So again, you just want to hold the right trigger and stay on the rim. And then look what's going to happen. We are going to get kicked out of the game. I wish I knew about this method sooner, because before what I used to do was just get 6 fouls, but you actually don't have to do that at all. You can just get 2 technical fouls and it just kicks you out, and there's no halftime show. There's none of that. Like, it's over. The game is over. Now, you will not get any VC from doing this, but that's okay. We are not here to get individual game VC. Like I said, we are here to just get through the key games as quick as possible. Once you get through your first half of key games for the season, which is 6 key games, it is going to make you go to your my court and pick new personal goals. Now, make sure you pick a personal goal that only requires you to play 6 key games, because if you pick one that makes you play more, it is going to require you to play even more key games than the 6 that it makes you. But now that you have your next 6 key games for that season, you want to do the same method where you get the 2 technical fouls by hanging on the rim and just get done with the games as quick as possible. And once you do that for 6 more games, you are going to either be at the end of your season or you are going to be in the playoffs. Now, if you are in the playoffs, you can either play the playoffs and try to go win a ring, or you can do what I recommend doing and just get 4-0 swept. But once you are in your off season, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and pull up your quest tab and you want to look for an off season focus quest. If you see that quest, you want to go ahead and go to your my court and talk to Austin. And for your off season focus, you want to make sure that you pick the play FIBA games using the play next game menu. From there, what it's going to do is it is going to allow you to pick a FIBA opponent, and it is going to allow you to pick some NBA players to put on your team. As for the opponent, I don't really think it matters that much, as you should be able to win regardless of who you're playing. And then as for the NBA players you want to pick, you just want to pick the best ones that come to mind. And then what is going to happen, you are going to get put into a FIBA game, and there's no special method here. All you want to do is just win the game. Now, once you go ahead and win that FIBA game, the next thing to do is to get into your next My Career season. Unfortunately, we can't get that 25,000 VC yet. We are going to have to repeat this process 2 more times in order to do that. But as long as you use the methods that I talked about to get out of the key games as quick as possible, it will go by pretty quickly. And then once you get into your 3rd off season, once again, you want to go ahead and pick the FIBA offseason focus. And this is going to be a little bit different than the past 2 off seasons. It's going to make you play multiple FIBA games. But yeah, you just want to keep playing those FIBA games in your 3rd off season until you beat every single team. And then once you get that first place spot and beat all of those teams, you are going to get that 25,000 VC. Like I said earlier, this method is going to take you a little bit of time, but as long as you use the key games method that I talked about, this method will go by a lot quicker than it would if you were to just play the games normally. Like I said, the FIBA method is arguably the best VC method in the entire game. Now moving on to method number 3, which is going to be the Street Kings method. This right here is another offline method that you are going to be able to get a really good amount of VC from over time. Now, the way that you get to Street Kings, it is right here on the map, right next to the Puma and Converse store. But once you are here, you want to go ahead and go in, and it's a little confusing once you first walk in here because there are a lot of different areas you can go. It doesn't really matter where you go, I don't think, but I always go to this area right here. You take a left when you walk in, and then as you can see, there is this whole little court area, and there's this little billboard that is going to allow us to start Street Kings games. Now, the reason Street Kings is so good is every individual game is really quick. The games are to 21, just like how a park game is, but in those games, you are going to get a really good amount of VC. Now, when it comes to the actual Street Kings method, there is one thing that I would recommend you do before you start a game, and that is going to be changing your game difficulty off of Hall of Fame if you have it on Hall of Fame. I would recommend going to something like Pro, but then once you do that, you want to go ahead and walk up to the billboard. You want to go to the single player tab, and you want to pick the player, the wood chipper. He is by far the easiest person to play, and that is because his 3-point shooting is the absolute worst out of anybody that you can play. And then you also have to pick your teammates. It doesn't really matter who you pick because they're not really going to play that big of a role anyway. You are going to get put into a Street Kings game, and what you want to do on defense, literally just sit paint on this dude. Like, he might make a few shots, you know, yeah, okay, he made his first shot. He tends to do that, but I promise you, when the game gets later into the game, he's going to start bricking everything, I promise. But what you want to do on offense, you want to go ahead and call for a screen. Right there, the slip is wide open, so we're going to take that. But Usually what you want to do, you want to call for a screen and then wait for the person who is guarding you to back up and then just shoot the ball immediately. But yeah, this right here is the most reliable way to score in Street Kings. You just want to go ahead and call for a screen. And then as you can see, he just goes under the screen. Like, they do that pretty much every time. But yeah, you just want to continue to score. Make sure you win. That is really the most important thing that you want to make sure you do, because if you lose, you will not get as much VC as you could if you win. I'm just going to do that same method where I call for a screen and then boom, it is a free 3 every time. That game probably took me like 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the most. Like, but as you can see, this right here is how much VC I just got for like 3 minutes of my time. 400 VC. Not only is it good for the individual game VC, it is really good for leveling up through these Street Kings rewards, which is going to give you even more VC and some other cosmetic rewards, along with season level XP, which is really cool. So yeah, that right there is the Street Kings method, another really good method to getting VC. Now, getting into VC method number 4, this is another really good method for getting VC, and that is going to be the 2K TV method. With every new episode that is released every Friday, you are able to answer questions that give you VC if you get them right. Now, to do this method, all you have to do is just pick any of the available episodes, as long as you haven't watched it before. Me personally, I haven't watched any of the episodes yet, so we're gonna pick episode 13. Now, as you can see, this right here is what it looks like whenever questions pop up on screen. The answer is gonna be 5, and as you can see, I just got 200 VC for answering that question right. Now, there are usually like about 10 questions every single episode, sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less. And currently there are 14 episodes available, so if you have never watched 2K TV before, there is a lot of VC to be made from these episodes. Now, obviously, if you get the answers correct, you get VC for it, but if you get the answers wrong, you don't get anything. But luckily for y'all, I have the answer to every single 2K TV episode in the comments down below. Getting those answers took a really long time to put together, so if you could do me a favor and like the video and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. I'm also going to be updating the list every single Friday whenever there is a new 2K TV episode that comes out. Now, going ahead and getting into the next VC method, this is another really good one, and it is going to be the crew 2x VC method. Now, if you go ahead and go to the crew section, go to crew rewards, and look at crew level 25, you are going to see at level 25, you get a 50% VC bonus whenever your team is made up of entirely crew members. Now, you of course have to be level 25 to do this method, but most crews at this point in the game are level 30. If your crew isn't level 30 yet, it shouldn't take that long. If you're starting from level 1, it should only take about like 2 or 3 weeks. But once you get that 50% VC bonus at level 25, it is going to completely change the game. Literally every single game mode that you play, if you have somebody in your crew on your team, you are going to get 2 times VC for that game. But that 2 times VC is going to be really nice. This goes for every single mode, whether it be rec, whether it be park. As long as your team is entirely made up of people in your crew and your crew is at least level 25, you are going to get 2 times VC for those games. There isn't really any one specific game mode I would recommend you play with this 50% VC bonus. Really, any game mode you play with this method is going to be really good regardless. Now, going ahead and getting into the next VC method, which is going to be the endorsements method. Now, the endorsements method is another really good way to get VC. The way that you can view your endorsements is you press options, you go to the My Career tab, and then you go down to the third option down, which is going to be the endorsements tab. And once you are there, you are going to see a lot of different endorsements that you have access to, and they give a lot of VC. The one that gives the most VC is going to be the My Player endorsement at the very top. I mean, if you just look through every single level, this is level 1 right here, you get 1000 VC, which isn't too crazy, but let's scroll all the way down to the last level. You get 15,000 VC for this one, 12.5 thousand for the second to last. You get a lot of VC over time for just this one specific endorsement. If you take a look at the Gatorade endorsement, at the max level for that one, you get 7,000. You also get 3,000 right here. I mean, if you just take a look at all of these endorsements, they all give a really good amount of VC. Even the ones that don't give VC or a whole lot of it, they give you discounts at stores like the Jordan endorsement right here. You get a 20% discount at the Jordan store, which is going to save you VC in the future. I would recommend doing the My Player endorsements because they give by far the most VC. You are going to get some really good VC from endorsements. Now, going ahead and getting into the next VC method, and this method is going to be the streak hunting method. Now, this method right here is insanely good for getting VC, and I have gotten so much VC from this method. Now, the way it works is simple. When you go into a park and you hit up on the D-pad, you are going to be able to see every single court in your park. And with this entire view of every single court in the park, you are going to be able to see which courts are on a win streak. Now, in front of me right here, there is an 8-game win streak, and as you can see, if you break this streak, which means if you beat the team that is on this court, you will get 2,500 VC. Now, this right here is a really low tier example of a streak breaker. 2,500 VC, it's solid, but it's really nothing crazy. But if you get really lucky, you will find courts that are on like insane win streaks. Like, I have seen courts that have been on like 80-game win streaks, and I'm not even joking, if you were to beat that team, you would get 80,000 VC. Now, there is actually a really easy way, or not an easy way, but there is a convenient way to find these streaks, and it is going to be by the change server kiosk right here. As you can see, this right here is what it looks like. It is right by the entrance to the park, and all you want to do is walk up to it, hit X or A on it, and then you want to confirm that you want to find a new server. And you just want to keep refreshing this until you find a win streak. Look right here, first refresh, what is that? A 16-game win streak, 16,000 VC if I were to beat that team. But yeah, the streak breaking method is another really good method to make VC. Don't get me wrong though, it is going to be really hard to win these games, but if you do manage to win, you can make crazy amounts of VC. Now, going ahead and getting into the last VC method of the video, it's really going to be two methods in one, but they are so similar I decided to put them together, and it is going to be the daily pick'em method and the daily rewards method. Now, first getting into the daily rewards method, what this method is, you basically go up to this area right here on the map, and 2K gives you a random reward every day. Now, let's see what this guy gets right here. He actually ended up getting 500 VC. Now, the way this works, it gives you a completely random reward, but you do have a chance to get VC every single day. I believe it resets every day at 3 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you are getting your daily rewards every day. It is highly worth it. I've seen some people get like 500,000 VC from the wheel. I'm not even joking. And then the final method that I want to talk about is going to be the daily pick'em method. Now, this method is a lot different than the daily rewards method. This one requires you to pick NBA games or pick the outcome of NBA games. And then if you get the winner of that game right, you get VC for it. Now, all you want to do is to enter it, you of course walk up to the daily pick'em kiosk, and then you hit A or X on it. And then as you can see, we're going to be able to pick NBA games. And if we get the winner right, I believe you get 100 VC for every single game you get right. But once you go ahead and pick all of your games, you want to go ahead and hit submit, and then you wait for all of those games to be over. And then once all of those games are over, you want to walk back up to the daily pick'em, and you are going to be able to collect the VC for the games that you did get right. You're not going to get a crazy amount of VC, but a little bit of VC every single day is definitely going to add up over time. Those right there were the best VC methods, but if you're looking for the fastest way to level up so that you can hit level 40 as quick as possible, then click the video you see on screen. In that video, you will learn these secrets to leveling up the absolute fastest.